Hi, it's Michael Caputo. Thanks a lot for watching. This is the weekly still standing video I do to go along with my podcast, which you can find at stillstandingpodcast.com. That's Still Standing with yours truly, Michael Caputo. It's been one hell of a week. It's 1 week since we heard that the Mueller report had been filed with the Attorney General's office. Seems like a month, I'll tell you. A lot of things have changed for those of us caught up in this jackpot, and of course, nothing has changed. Now all of us, the witnesses who have been caught up in this and run through the ringer, we're all out of harm's way. You know, you would think that a witness would be safe in American jurisprudence, but in the Mueller investigation, we just weren't. In any special counsel investigation, I'm guessing Clinton's, W's, the witnesses are never safe because the Department of Justice people who are involved in the special counsel's office are very aggressive, and they can flip you from a witness to a subject to a target in a blink of their eye. Just decide that they want to come at you, and they come at you. So all, let's say, 50 of us Trump associates who've been run through this investigation cycle, House, Senate, Robert Mueller, we all at any minute in the Mueller investigation, in any minute, we could have been just as soon have been Roger Stone as Carter Page. But, it's over now, and the criminal peril is gone, and everything left in the House is just political shenanigans. It's got no stated purpose except to get Donald Trump, and I'm not playing. But here I am. I'm getting ready to leave our little village outside of Buffalo and head to the big city, New York, where I'm going to be on set live with Ari Melber tonight, and Carter Page, who I've gotten to know, and frankly, I really like the guy. I don't know what to think of Carter Page. Manafort has been put in prison. Others have been adjudicated, prosecuted, pled guilty, whatever. Roger Stone is really in a terrible spot right now, being aggressively prosecuted by the Department of Justice. But, every single bit of this has really been, if you look at it, the FISA that was filed was against Carter Page. So many of the leaked stories were about Carter Page. The guy's business blew up. He's been completely and absolutely consumed by this whole entire, bogus investigation for 2 years. And I don't really know what to think of that. I mean, if I were him, I'd be so angry. And the guy's always smiling and he's always laughing. He always just is completely self-assured that the justice is really going to play out. I got to tell you, I don't really believe in our justice system anymore after I've seen what it's done. And to see Carter's, kind of sunny disposition, it's a bit confusing for me, but I like it. I wish I could be more, more optimistic about what's going to happen next after these investigations are over. But what's interesting is to watch the left right now, absolutely in denial. It's over, folks. Mueller investigation is over. You may think there are dozens of sealed indictments or, some kind of Seth Abramson type conspiracy is going to come into play here. The president's still going to jail. There's a super secret proceeding going on. You all are nuts. You're all nuts. Every single one of you are nuts. And you know who you are, too. You online sleuths, you Twitter detectives, you former parliamentarians of the United Kingdom. You're all nuts. You're crazy. And all the times you've called us traitors, all the times you've incited people to threaten us, all the times you've dragged us through Twitter, your fetid garden of crap and Twitter, it means nothing. What you did, it disturbed us for a couple of years, but we're moving on, and you're stuck having to up your medications. I think that's hilarious. But a lot of us have a lot to recover. Carter Page included, George Papadopoulos and his wife Simona. Again, guys, if you're watching, you're probably not. You guys are busy selling that book, and it's a good book too. It is a good book. A page turner, like a John Le Carre novel. A good book, George. But I'm telling you, I insulted George when I called him Coffee Boy. I've apologized a couple of times. I'll apologize again right now. I feel terrible for adding on to the pile on George Papadopoulos when he got arrested, because in the end, like Carter Page, his country failed him. We really, truly failed those people. I don't feel I'm kind of a marginal character in this whole thing. I was never indicted or never subpoenaed, and never even called before the grand jury. So I'm on the sideline of this. But I feel like because I'm a commentator in the media, that I can speak out for the 40, 50 old school Trump supporters who got dragged through this. I get to speak up about their plight. I think it's important. I think it's important to know that there's always, in these special counsel investigations, some kind of roadkill. I think it was true in Clinton and Bush. I think we really should look at the special counsel law, and also, by the way, all the laws governing FISA and the Patriot Act. No more spying on Americans just because they're in the other party. Barack Obama weaponized his entire intelligence community to spy upon the Republican candidate for president. Let that sink in for a second. That should never happen again, and we should focus on the laws. After people like Carter and George Papadopoulos and J.D. Gordon and others get their lives back together again, let's focus on the laws. Let's change this so that no more people, Democrat or Republican, are caught up in this crap. And of course, it was going on as far back as, the law goes back, and some version of this harassment went down with Clinton people too. We didn't really hear about it. At least I didn't hear much about it. We didn't have social media then. Now we've been able to amplify the collateral damage of this bogus investigation. And we ought to reform American laws and American law enforcement so it never happens again. Anyway, I'm off to the airport. I got to catch a flight. See you on Ari Melber tonight. If you're watching it later, catch it. I'm sure Ari's got it up in a video on his website. Again, stillstandingpodcast.com. That's Michael Caputo in the clear. In the clear. Absolutely vindicated by the Mueller report. Catch you next week. Remember, check out my audio podcast every week. There's video, audio, and even some blogging going on down there at stillstandingpodcast.com.